I run into a problem, I come to them and I say, all right, I've done everything that I can think of. How would you handle this? And a lot of times they'll say, okay, here's what I would do. I would do this or that. Well, my husband said, you know, when you're visualizing whatever the step was, and I said, what? And he said, when you're visualizing doing this, you know, when you see the picture, and I said, what picture? He said, the one that you're thinking about. I said, there is no picture. What are you talking about? And he said, yes, you know the picture, because he didn't realize that I didn't have pictures in my head like they did. And then we stopped and we looked at each other and we said, what are you talking about? We did. And then we discussed and we said, I said, so let me understand this. When I'm talking to you, you're visualizing. He said, every word. Every word. He said, if you're talking and then someone knocks on the door, what you said dissolves and there's somebody knocking on the door.
The math teacher came up to me and said, you did a pretty good job, but I recommend that this is as far as you go in math. I don't think you need to go any further because you're not going to be able to handle it. I can't explain how many doors. Now I look back. At the time I was like, whoo, good job, good deal. I don't have to take any more math. And that's all it was required. So I was happy. Well, I'm not happy now because I know looking back how many doors that one little comment closed for me my entire life. And it's little comments that and I'm sure her and all of us, a comment, same thing, creates a picture in our mind. And that comment stays, and that picture stays forever. When she talked about the civics teacher, I failed history, but I almost aced civics.
I got an A.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, my history teacher at the time starts class, sat down at his desk. You got the book, you got the chapter, read the book. We're going to discuss questions at the end. And then we'd sit down and we'd sit there in class and read that book. Well, like she said, I would hear every noise, every click, everything. I hear this stupid furnace system right now that just interrupts my concentration. Yours too, doesn't it? In the middle of what she said, I forgot half what she said because this furnace system's running. It's just that concentration thing that stops. It turns us on a dime. And when I hear that furnace system rolling, I see the ductwork, I see the motor running, I know where it comes from. I chase it all the way back to the mechanical room. I know what is there. I know everything about that furnace system in my mind. I was so afraid to go to civics class because everybody was like, he's hard. He pinpoints you. He's just going to be it. And I'm thinking, when you're dyslexic, the worst thing to do is to be put on the spot, because then your mind races like a million flash cameras all going at the same time, and you can't concentrate on anything. All you want to do is get up and leave. That's all you want to do. And there's no turning you back, no bringing you back to concentration level at that time. It does not happen. It won't happen. So I got to his class, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be the longest class of my life. And by the end of the first day, I thought, what's wrong with these people? There's nothing wrong with him. He's fantastic. Everybody else was like, he's going to pick on me, he's going to pick on me. Well, he never did. He literally taught the class like he was putting on a production or a play. So everything he did, I didn't have to even read the book. I didn't have to even take notes. It's like he held my attention span all the time because, one, if you took your attention off him, he noticed it and would bring you right back. So you stared at him, and that was the key. I stared at him all the time, and I watched him all the time, and it took away all my problems and concentration in the background.
And so, and for me, it's the same thing. I can't sit there and read the whole thing for him. So there's times I'll tell my husband, okay, give him a picture here. Nobody gave me a picture. I can't give him one. So we're 10:30, 11 o'clock at night finishing homework because he didn't want to raise his hand and say, I didn't understand. I can't read all this. Can I take the time to write the questions? Can I do it differently? Teacher didn't say he could do it differently.
If you have gaps in a lot of heavy work when you get into high school, there's too many gaps. You can't fill in the blanks. So how can you fill in the blanks when you're the teacher, be it in the younger grades or in the older, while you're waiting for these reading steps to catch up? When you lecture, do you lecture just standing in front and just basically reading from the book, talking to the kids? if you do, you're not giving them visualization. When I say visualization, I don't mean that you need to plop a picture in front of them like a second grader, excuse me, second grade teachers, when they're in high school, okay? Visualization does not mean that I need to hand you a picture every single time. It means I need to be able to make you a picture in your head.
In a classroom that is good, things that are not working, or experiences that you have had that are good or that are not good?
I had one from Mr. Blue's class. It was good.
He's got this.
It was good. Okay, he was teaching about Thomas Edison, and he pointed at the light. He said, okay, he invented light, electricity. That one I know, I got right in the test. I know everything about it, and every time it comes out like that. So.
Yeah.
Visualization again.
Yeah, just something to point to what you're trying to explain.
Do you picture the light, or do you picture Mr. Blue's pointing?
All of it.
I was going to
The
say
whole thing,
if I could do every bit of it all at the same time.
So my question is right along that line. So then the light is like a hook that you can hang a lot of information on?
Meaning, Hannah, that once he starts talking about electricity and all those things, because he gave you the light, all that other information stays with you.
Yeah.
Yes. Those of you that are a teacher will have all these other skills in place that you can take this and run with and check it out yourself and figure out, okay, let me see what kind of learners, okay, I remember this from college when they talked about this, and utilize the things that I don't have, that you could go even further with this is what I'm hoping. So I'm hoping that from us holding you hostage for this long, that you at least have a visualization of what learning differences are all about.